Hey guys, how you doing? This is Lonnie at Hat S Goats. I had somebody comment the other day, what do we feed our goats? Because they're putting weight on and they're looking really good. So I kind of thought I'd throw a little video out there on what we feed our goats. So the thing to remember this time of the year as it's getting closer to winter is you got to get that protein intake up on these animals a little bit if you're going to keep that weight on. And how do you do that is by feeding good feed. If you've got crappy feed, you're probably going to have to throw a little bit of grain in there to get that protein up, to put that fat on. So when we talk about protein, let's talk about the types of feed. So here, this is grass. So when we talk about grass hay, your protein in grass hay is usually in between 8 and 14% on the grass hay. If the grass hay is cut really young, that protein intake could be a little higher. But when you look at grass hay, when you pick it out, you want to get stuff that doesn't have any dust or mold in it. We're going to look over here at the alfalfa. So alfalfa, when we talk about protein in it, we're looking at usually in between 16 and 18% on the alfalfa on protein. Same thing with alfalfa. If it's cut really young, it's going to have more protein, where if it's really old and dry when they cut it, the protein's going to be less. Things that I look for in my alfalfa, I don't like big stems because the goats just don't eat the big stems. There's a lot of waste. They just go for the leaves because they're really greedy. And the goats like the good stuff, as most of you guys know. Goats can be picky eaters. This next bale alfalfa I have here, let me see if I can get my camera in the right place. So this is, it's almost like it was ran through a chopper. I don't like it. I'm trying to get my camera just right. This is out of that bale. And you look how small it is. And it's dusty. You could see the dust flying right there. I don't like the dust just because I think it can cause problems, give them runny noses, kind of aggravate some of their lungs a little bit. I guess kind of like us, if you sniff a bunch of dust up, you're sneezing and coughing a little bit. When I hear a goat cough this time of the year, I kind of get worried because I got to watch them, but it could be the dusty hay that I'm throwing in there. How much does a goat eat per day? Typically, a goat will eat anywhere from 3 to 4% of their body weight in dry material. So throw this, we'll just start at a 100-pound goat. If you've got a 100-pound goat, they're going to eat 3 to 4 pounds a day. I typically, in the summer months, I throw roughly a half a flake per goat. And then in the winter, I start looking at more towards a flake. We feed our goats twice a day. The reason we feed twice a day, we've got a ton of goats. And if I leave hay out there all the time, they're going to trample it, waste it, because they want the good leaves out of it. We do feed our boys here alfalfa, and I know this is a big one that some people will say, whoa, you shouldn't be giving your bucks alfalfa because you'll have calcite problems. Where we're at, I've never had that problem. Maybe where somebody else is, they might have that problem. And the calcite problems is not necessarily from the calcium, it's because you have a phosphorus to calcium ratio that is off. Sometimes different waters will bind with those minerals and cause problems. Here where I'm at, I just haven't had that problem. I mean, if I did have that problem, I would probably not feed my boys alfalfa. But that's just what I'm doing here. And it's worked great for us. We haven't had any problems yet. My old buck I got rid of last year, we've had him for 8 years on this place and never had a problem. Knock on wood, hopefully I never have any calcite problems with my boys and get stones, because that's, yeah, the procedure to fix that is mind-boggling. So, but yeah, the biggest things with hay, guys, is don't feed junk because it doesn't have the protein in it. And this time of the year when it's winter, you need to get some better feed to these animals. My recommendation is don't buy your hay in these little bitty blocks at a place like DMB or Tractor Supply. Find a farmer who raises good hay and alfalfa and develop that relationship with him, and tell him what you're after. You're after smaller stemmed alfalfa. You're after good grass. That way you get good feed for your goats. Well, thank you guys. This is Lonnie at Hat S Goats. Have a great day.